Leaders Network, and also the director for AI and STEM Partnerships Hub. Yeah, so we're going to have a video and then Aida, you're going to continue.
Globally, the power of AI is concentrated in the hands of a few, potentially creating really separate digital realities.
Things that are core is huge dependency on foreign AI technologies and data platforms can create problems kind of going forward.
Digital divide is still real. And that means that those data sets are not representative of us. There's no data on us. We're completely invisible to those models.
We need to bridge this gap by connecting the brilliant minds, ideas, initiatives that are already happening.
For developing sustainable, equitable AI solutions for everyone.
Working with communities, not just coming in and saying, I need this data and these are the AI tools we're building, but actually co-designing the questions and training.
What is the need of the communities, and then they have to be part of the co-design.
AI is not the silver bullet. We are the solution.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Why is the energy so low? Oh my God, the way I came onto the stage, so excited to meet all of you. Oh, it's been a long day. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I do. But we're having a very exciting panel, so we need you to be at your best. Yeah, who's that? That's awesome. This is what I'm talking about. DJ, please just do something, kindly. Just do something as the ladies, I'm calling the ladies to come onto the stage. As I'm calling them, just play there's something to encourage them kindly. That's it. Okay, ladies. Welcome to this session organized by the GLF AI Hub and the Women Leaders in STEM. My name is Aida Nganga, and I've already been introduced, but I am very passionate, not only about AI, but about impact, about making tech make a difference. Not just talking about tech for tech's sake, or talking about the next big thing, but just making sure that we know that it's going to really help someone, as opposed to just pushing the tech to them. But we are going to be having someone answer that question right on today's panel, so do not worry. But in this space, we are going to discover how African-led AI and tech solutions are reshaping agri-food systems to be smarter, more inclusive, and adaptive to today's challenges. Earlier today, we asked how many in the room or online have at least one AI app, isn't it? That question was asked, and everyone said yes. Okay, now the thing about AI, you don't know. Even if you said no, you probably don't know. Because there's something and this is the kind of teaching that we want to take onto the ground. Not for only women, but for men, for everyone, we're going to be inclusive about it. It's about the technology. You need to understand the technology. And if something is tracking your every movement or where you go and shop, that's AI. Are we together? So those are very, very simple things that you're using. Everything is AI enabled. I think I can tell you that for a fact. I'm not seeing anything that's not AI enabled. I am an innovator myself. I come from a background where I did create an IoT innovation for smart agriculture. I won a huge award, an EU award. I was young, but I actually didn't know what I was doing. But I won the award just because of how I presented the solution. Are we together? It wasn't, there's very, very smart, many smart people on this earth. But is the solution really geared to the target audience? Are we together? I knew the target audience so well. I knew the pain point so well. It was like me. It was like building for me. Are we together? So this is the kind of thing that we want you ladies and gentlemen to understand. And the ladies that we're going to bring on the stage today, oh my God, they didn't come here to play. They are going to tell you the truth about not only what they've experienced, but what they're doing right now. Because we want to make a difference. We want to make sure that you learn something from them. I know you don't want to be lectured, right? All of you have been lectured enough. I'm sure you have master's, PhDs, whatever number of diplomas, 10 high school degrees, I don't know, diplomas. But right now, you want to learn something new. How am I really helping you by standing up here in front of you? Are we together? So yeah, and our first speaker is Sheila Comment. She's going to introduce herself when she comes onto the stage. But I really do want to call her, and I want our wonderful DJ here to play a song for her. Mr. DJ, we are waiting. Sheila Kano, please come onto the stage.
Hey, let's wake up! Wake up, stand, guys. Hey, a bit. Let's jiggle it a bit, jiggle it. We want to see you guys. Hey, stretch. Hey. I see some of you still seated. Stand up. Stretch, dance. Do whatever. Hey, the women have arrived. Have we? The women. Thank you.
Next is Chido Sinochiwe. Chido. Wonderful. We have Esther Miner, geospatial developer Esther Miner from Kenya Space Agency. Kindly join us on the stage. Yes, Mr. DJ, please don't forget her. Give her a dance as well. And last but not least, we have Mary Afram. She's online, and she is not only online, but she does bring the energy online. Can you see her? Oh, that's wonderful, Mary. All right, let's give a warm hand to all the ladies as they sit down and we welcome them. That was amazing. Okay, I'm a bit hot though. I was wearing too much. I was wearing too many things today. But that dance by itself, okay, it's actually even good exercise to stretch. So thank you for that. Not only for you, but for us as well as organizers, we do really need positive energy as well. We do. It's not just, yeah, thank you. That's it. All right. So now we're going to go straight into the session. Ladies, I'm going to ask you to introduce yourselves kindly, because what I'm going to say about you cannot possibly do you justice. What I'm going to say about you is scripted, but I want you to just tell us exactly who you are or who you think you are. It may not be who I think you are, okay? All right, let's start on our far right with Madam Sheila Kano right there. Please go ahead. We can share a mic. Okay.
How are you guys? Are you in the room with us? Lovely. Yeah, so my name is Sheila Kano. I'm Executive Director of Sustain Africa at the International Fertilizer Development Center. We run fertilizer programs across the continent. In my role, we have 3 streams. The first one is fertilizer crisis response programs on the continent. The second one is fertilizer and soil health innovations and programs. And out of that, with the Fertilizer and Soil Health Summit, Nairobi Declaration, over the next 10 years, Sustain Africa is the coalition lead for the private sector engagement coalition of the AU in terms of implementation. Then we have a third stream, which is on macroeconomics and understanding how finance, nature, and climate come together. Then last but not least, I am a farmer. And I'm seated here today as a farmer. How many farmers are in the room? Lovely. How many cloud farmers are in the room? You see, cloud farmers and farmers. Lovely, we'll engage. Thank you.
All right, next we have Chido. Please go ahead.
Great. Hi, everyone. Before I begin, who can guess where I'm from based on my accent?
Let's have an answer.
Yes.
South Africa.
Well done. So hi, everyone. My name is Chido. I was born in Zimbabwe, raised in South Africa, and I am an innovator and tech founder. We are building Mambo AI, where we train AI models on African languages and context. We do this straight from Africa, so we don't use any third-party APIs, and we're part of building an AI infrastructure for the continent. We've got over 200 African languages, dialects, accents that we've covered, And yeah, quite excited to have this conversation and share some use cases that we have had within the agricultural space.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, give a warm hand. Next, we have Esther.
Good evening. Good evening. Or should I say hi, cousins in the room? Yes. So my name is Esther Maina. I work with Kenya Space Agency, which is a state corporation. So when don't ask where is the government is here, we are here. We are listening to you, we are taking note. I have a background in geospatial, so I'm a geospatial developer with a number of skills and expertise in big data, geospatial analytics, cloud computing, policy formulation and implementation, as well as project management. And I'm excited to join us this evening, even as we share together on innovations and how AI is going to help us implement various innovations.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that wonderful, wonderful introduction, Esther. And before I ask Mary to introduce ourselves, yes, we do have a Slido question. We would like you to answer this so that as we continue with what we are doing on stage, we can at least have some questions coming in, not only from you, but also from the guys online, okay? So the kind of thing that we want to, the question we'd like you to answer is, in one word, what local challenge do you think AI could help solve in agriculture? Did we get that? Yeah? You can send your questions. In one word, or your answers rather, in one word, what local challenge do you think AI could help solve in agriculture? Did we get that? Yeah. And then it's not academic, okay? Yeah. We could say anything. I could say even earthworms in my front yard. There is a way, okay, sorry, now this is the way as people who have this kind of minds think. I've already got an idea from the earthworms just by mentioning the word earthworms, okay? Now that's what we want. We want your mind to be sparking all the time. You don't have to be bipolar like I am, and I am not ashamed, but any of us are always having, even when you're sleeping, those are the kind of ideas we want you to harness. Are we together? Okay, kindly go ahead and answer. And allow me to ask Mary Afram to introduce herself as you answer that question. Keep the answers coming. Mary, please go ahead.
Hello, everyone. I'm so glad I'm able to join this hybrid session. My name is Mary Sewa Afram. I'm joining in from Accra, Ghana, and I'm with the GIZ project Fair Forward Artificial Intelligence for All. So it's a global project, and we currently operate in 7 countries, and we mainly work on contributing to democratizing artificial intelligence in the global south. And we have 3 main frameworks in which we work. The first is policy framework support in the various countries that we work with. The second is local capacity building to promote local innovation. And the third wing is promoting access to open and local data sets. So we work along all those angles. But for the reason we are joined today, I also work on a number of projects related to AI in agriculture. And then one of the things that we are doing in Ghana is also working on a use case on pest and disease detection on cashew farms. So I'm very happy to join the panel and contribute my experience. And I'm also passionate about women in AI. And so I have led a number of activities on that wing. So I'm really excited to be here and also contribute to the discussion. Thank you.
A very warm welcome to you. Please give her a warm hand. Mary Afram there, that's awesome. I'm even inspired, actually. There's some things I didn't know about you. Yeah, but do keep that link, the Slido link, saved to send us questions as we now move on to welcome our inspiring all-women expert panel to answer a couple of questions. We are going to be shooting some questions to them, and we'll also include your questions. So if you're feeling like you have a burning question, or it might come up later, and we don't want you to be academic, so you can actually ask any question you want. Yeah. Okay. So, but for this moment, we're going to ask them 1 or 2 questions, and then we'll be able to reach out to you kindly, wonderful audience. So, for just to start off, I'm going to put Sheila Kano on the spot. And I will not be asking her a tech question because I want her to be able to tell us something a bit more about the agri-food chains. We will get into the technology later. Okay? Yeah. But we need to talk about these agri-food chains. So how can AI solutions be better connected to existing agri-food value chains so that innovations don't get stuck in the pilot phase?
Thank you, Ida. That's a fantastic question because I think it's already proven that very many tech startups get stuck and don't move beyond that stage. Yeah. I think the biggest single reason that happens is because, many agtechs are built in the cloud. There is no participatory aspect of the work. So people are building illusions and castles in the cloud and imagining that we, the farmers, are going to use those technologies so that by the time they come to us, it just doesn't match with what we need. And the problem with that is that then when other agtechs come that can actually resolve some of the issues we have as farmers, we're not interested because too many agtechs come, too many solutions, you listen, and someone is trying to tell you how this can be a solution for you, and you ask them, so on that solution of yours, which farm did you apply it on? And then you find people are cloud farmers. They have this vision, they have all these decks, dashboards, but kwa ground vitu ni tofauti. What I mean is on the ground, things are just different. The farmer does not connect because you did not involve the farmer. So when you're building technologies, please, please engage with the grassroots, engage with the farmers, engage with the value chains. If it is a supply chain technology, please deal with the SMEs in that value chain. If it is a farmer technology, please do the same. You had asked a question to the audience. For me today, in terms of soil health, in terms of crop nutrition, protection, the biggest challenge we still have is we don't understand our soils. Our soils are degraded. How can AI, and I'm asking the architects in the room, I'm a farmer, I don't do tech. I conduct orchestras and I get, programs from A to Z, but I'm not the tech in the room. How do we ensure that today in Africa, we are able to tell how our soils look like, what the real solution is, be it in terms of pH, be it in terms of nutrients, what macronutrients are missing, what is needed. If AI can solve that issue, we will overcome the challenges of soil health on the continent because we know over 65% of arable land on the continent is degraded. So if someone in this room can take up that challenge and come up with an AI solution that fits in that, take it to the farmer. I'm a student and I really love Norman Borlaug. He said, solutions don't stop at peer-reviewed stage. Take it to the farmer and work with the farmer if you intend to take it to the farmer, because if the farmer can't use it, then you'll have wasted a lot of time, resources, your own time, your own energy, because if we can't use that solution, then it is of no use. So work with the farmers, participatory tech, AI, and all at ground level is what I think is key. Thank you.
Okay, guys, you need to give a warm hand for that. Seriously. Okay, I felt that. I do, because I'm in tech and I'm very much in AI. But you know what she said is so true. And it takes me back from the very beginning when I mentioned that IoT solution that we built, and I actually won because of how I presented the solution. But later on, I do agree, but that we have gone far away from who we are building for. I know that's true. And we said we're going to have an authentic conversation today. So all of us here and online know that is a fact, that people are building tech just for the sake of tech. We will come to that question in a minute because we are going to throw that to Chido. Two techs are here. Yes, We are going to throw that question to you. But first, let's allow Mary to answer and support you on this kind of view that you have, so that we can be able to know how exactly we can ensure that AI tools meet the actual needs of farmers, other than just the technology for technology's sake. Mary Afram, are you there? Oh, yes, we can see her.
Yes, I'm here. Yes, so I'll just share a little story about our AI for Agri project that we are currently working on. I and my colleague, we are based in Accra, but then most of the cashew farms in Ghana are in the northern part and then the middle belt, the Bono region. So at the inception phase, we had some stakeholder engagements in Accra, and then yes, those from the Ministry of Agri, they shared their inputs here, so shared their inputs. And then we realized that, well, we can sit in Accra and then make the decisions and decide on the solution we want to build. But I think from experience in previous projects, we realized that it's important that we go also to the farmers, be with them, and then hear from them themselves on what exactly problems are and how they are willing to adopt AI or tech in their solutions. And it was such a wonderful experience. So what I'm trying to say is co-creation from the beginning is very important, because if you make something and then you take it to the farmers context, even in one country alone, different regions have different contexts, have different patterns, have different mindsets, the people. And so extensive stakeholder engagements can kind of ensure that we are not just building cool things to tick boxes, but then we are building things that will be relevant for the farmers. So I think sometimes we also tend to do maybe one or two stakeholder engagements to tick the box so that we can talk about it that yes, we did engage, but we really have to invest in the beginning in thorough stakeholder engagements and then our iteration, and it becomes easier to scale and adopt in the end because everyone knows I saw this coming, I'm prepared for it, and then I'm ready to use it. So that's just a little experience that I'd share.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Mary, and for making it, you've given us a bit of clarity, and that's always good, really, at any stage in life. But I want to make sure that we're listening to the audience, because the same thing we are saying here, what we're saying here is the innovator really listening to the audience, in that case, the farmer? But we also want to make sure that we here are listening to you. So do we have any questions on Slido? And please, our lovely reader from the Women Leaders in STEM, you can also take physical questions, anyone off the cuff, anyone on the floor. And also the questions on Slido, our team will be able to put them on the screen. If not, just raise your hand. We're gonna make it so simple. Yeah, sometimes systems have to be broken in order for something to be built up. And we are sensing, even though we are part of the system, we are sensing there's some breaking that needs to be done. Yeah, we'll break some systems down. Okay, any questions? Do we have any questions, or should I just take any question that is coming on the screen? Oh, there's one already there? Oh, good, I can see one.
Yes, I have one question. People who are practicing agriculture, especially in rural areas, are those women and men who have not been educated, and I think who are not able to manipulate even smartphones like this one. So I'm wondering, how are you conceiving your technology so that it may fit to their level of understanding, so that it can help to improve farming and improve rural life? Thank you so much.
Okay, that's a wonderful question. Do we have any takers? Go ahead, Chido.
Good afternoon. Thank you for your question. I'll just start with a little bit of a lesson on AI. When we train an AI model to do anything, it's like we're teaching or raising a child to do that thing. So you can actually teach an AI model to conduct itself like a Kenyan farmer, like a South African farmer, like a farmer who has limited proficiency in English or limited level of education, and then just create those settings when you create like an end solution or the front end for that farmer. So with our tool in particular, we spend loads of time creating user personas of every single African that has existed and that currently exists, so that those user personas can be available to people who want to use them as the end farmer. So if there's someone who's built an agri-tech startup that perhaps teaches farmers on, how to like tend to their crops during a drought season or during a flood season, but they know that no, my farmers are people who've maybe done up to grade 4 in English, maybe their proficiency in science is also a little bit limited. They can actually create those settings in that app, and it can communicate and answer their questions in a way that they would understand, again, in any African language. With that, it also means that we get a lot more data and information that may not be relevant to them or that may be relevant to them. So again, the responsibility then comes back to the innovator to say, who am I serving? Do I understand them and their needs? And can I then provide an end solution that really, really meets them where they're at?
Okay, wow. Yeah, let's give a warm hand for that. Because seriously, I think, yeah, you did hit the nail on the head. You're addressing some clear and well-known gaps that exist, especially since you're on Africa soil right now talking about that. I think we all know that. And everyone else does as well, especially that discrepancy. There's a huge gap when it comes to the kind of information that's being regurgitated with AI, and in what language it is addressed, and what kind of cultures it is addressing. And yes, we understand it's all about data, but I'm not the one to talk about that. I want a fellow scientist and technologist, Esther, who will, thank you, Chido, for that, wonderful. Esther, please come on board and also say something about it.
Thank you. So just to add on what she said, one of most fitting example to give is on developing a chat box that speaks your local language. So behind the curtains, we are doing the heavy lifting of looking at multiple data sets that speaks to your language, making sure that they are scientifically correct, but then they are localized enough for you to understand in your local language. And not necessarily having a smartphone where you can access that data, but customizing that to the point that you could get alert via text messages or even via USSD, so that you don't necessarily need to have a tablet. You don't need to know how to navigate through difficult dashboards. You don't need to know how to draw polygons or draw maps on your farm. But basically just being registered, just using a USSD, you're able to receive a notification that tells you your soil levels are at this moment. You probably need to apply fertilizer that is a lot of scientific calculation, a lot of scientific manipulations happen, but now localized to the end users to the point that they can be able to receive those insights in their local language, number one, and in simplified manner that they can be able to implement in their homes.
Absolutely. Okay, I'm really happy we're having this conversation. I am really, because there are things we don't talk about, like the uptake of the technology. When you are learning a new technology, for example, it can be a bit frustrating. Yeah? Can you imagine how much more frustrating it is for a farmer? No, can you imagine? Are we together? No, let's just say it. Can you imagine how much more frustrating it is for a farmer? And yet, us guys are around technology all the time, and it gets frustrating for us. Are we together? It's frustrating for me. Sometimes I don't want to learn a new technology, really, because it was fun for me in the beginning. But now it's not so much fun if you're asking me for results before I've even, it's like putting the cart ahead of the horse. Are we together? It changes my mindset switches. And when it's no longer fun, I'm no longer creative. And I'm not building for the farmer or whoever else you're asking me to build for. I actually don't even care about them, because at that time, I'm only caring about myself and my peace. Are we together? So this is what needs to change. And I'm glad these ladies are bringing, this is the most honest, or is it authentic, session that I have been in. Yeah, I'm glad the ladies are bringing their A game in terms of authenticity, not the A of academia, okay? Wonderful. Let's give a chance to Mary as well to join these ladies. And or should we take a question from the floor, Emmy? Or Frida is right there. Is there another question? We don't want you guys to feel like we are leading the conversation. Wonderful, yes. Brilliant.
I just have a question around how does agri-tech ensure that aspects of indigenous knowledge and organic and nature-based solutions enter into the agri-tech space? In fact, are front and central.
Excellent, wonderful. There's another woman bringing her A game. Sorry, gentlemen, we know you're awesome. It's okay. That's not the problem, is it? There's someone who's giving me a look of, have you, do you really? But I love it, I love it. I love your energy back there, that wonderful gentleman, and the two in front as well. Ladies, who is brave enough to take that question? Let's say it as it is. We don't have to have all the answers. Okay, Esther.
Thank you for the question. So we started by saying the AI technology is going to help us only when we include the end users, not just as the end, when we include the farmer, not just as the end user, but a co-creator in our solutions, which means as I am doing my development, I have to include or think like not even thinking like a farmer. I have to include the farmer. So which means I conduct a lot of workshops and engagements with the farmer. Number one, to understand what exactly do they need. Number two, what do they have that I could leverage in order to maybe scale out my solution to make it better, that it can be used, it can be more user-friendly for them. And number three, what kind of knowledge can I harness from what they already know? Because to be honest, my mother back at home, she knows when it rains, I'm supposed to plant. I mean, that's not news in essence, isn't it? I mean, when it rains in April or March, she knows I should go to my farm and plant. But from now a data point of view, how would I make, what kind of insights can I be able to give her that will make that experience seamless and better for her? So leveraging what the people know is one of the ways we are able to get better solutions and fitting solutions for them, so that we don't just sit in our offices, develop solutions, and then when we go to the field to implement, nobody takes them up because they don't fit them. So one of the ways we are doing this is having engagements with the farmers, going to actual ground talking with the farmers, inquiring what exactly is the challenge that you need to be solved, and developing solutions that are centered around what they have spoken as their issues.
Okay, I absolutely, let's give a warm hand kindly, guys. That was great. It's great, it's awesome, absolutely. Now, this is wonderful because you're already doing workshops with the farmers before you have built the solution. Now, you see, this is the opposite way of how the world is working. The world is pushing product. Even to you and me, let's be honest. Before you know what I like, you've already pushed an ad to me on my phone, probably because you've seen me scrolling some sites. Do you really know what I want just by using AI to push? Maybe I was scrolling through some pages with some stuff about, I don't know, I love tech, so I don't know what else I'm going to add there. It could be a lot of things. Sometimes maybe when you're relaxing, sorry? Yeah, it could be about CPUs, just some, or maybe even about some new phones coming out. It doesn't necessarily mean that I want a new phone because you're not having a conversation with me. But the AI does not have conversation with people. Are we together? Do we have a question? Yes, wonderful. We do have a question. Okay, in order not to feel like we're ignoring our online audience is more than 2,000. So yes, we do care about you guys. We have a question. What are what are enabling conditions for scaling up AI application in agriculture at local level. Ladies, we said we're going to be open today. Who is willing to take up? Chido?
Yeah.
Yes, Chido, take it up, and then we'll be back to Sheila with her.
Great.
She's a ball of energy. We
So,
want to bring
for
her on
anyone who
board.
may be looking to build an AI application in agriculture, I think the two main costs that you need to be aware of is one, your cost of training a model. That's usually your cheapest cost. And then your second is your cost of inference, which means that when people are using your platform, you're incurring a cost each and every time they prompt it or they use it or they wake up your AI model. So an enabling condition are partnerships with people who have this compute power that can make sure that once your platform is successful, it's working, it's up, and people are using it, whether they're in rural areas, urban areas, any areas, they won't be switched off. I think we've all kind of learned, even from personal experience, that once we find an AI tool that really works for us, we don't want to let it go. Like, we don't want it to ever not work because we now have workflows around it. And that's the same for farmers or anyone who would become reliant on a new tool that would be used. So if we can have partnerships with government and different funders that can give us compute power, then you can scale up any AI solution.
Okay, that's very exciting. We also have another question, quick on the heels of that one. How will AI be introduced to local farmers who may lack information and resources on how to use AI? Good people, are you seeing a pattern here? This is the same thing we're talking about, isn't it? There is a huge concern on whether farmers are being actively engaged or even upskilled in terms of all this technology that we're building. And yet there is brilliance in terms of the ideas that the AI is coming, the innovators are coming up with. So let's bridge the gap. Who is willing to take that one? Sheila, you're saying you're going to be brave enough. Go ahead. You can just share a mic. Kindly don't, while our technologist brings another one.
I'm pretending to be this tech guys, but allow me to answer. It's in a similar way, I'll just liken it to a farmer. When we farmers grow produce without understanding the market, we get stuck with the crop. Very many of our tomato farmers, we found tomatoes rotting, we found onions rotting, potatoes, name it. Because many of us follow the wind, right? We've seen quails in Kenya. We've seen from quails, what is the latest fad right now? Dragon fruit. You know, you cut my drift, right? At some point, everyone had quails. I don't know, the eggs were magic. Then they moved. Now we are, at some point, it was, I don't know, cucumbers or I don't know what. It's the same thing with these technologies. If people just follow and develop technologies without thinking of how they'll be utilized, that is what the farmer faces when farmers grow without understanding the market. How do we get AI to be integrated? The best way, let's be honest, is through the education system. The youth are the future. The youth of today are farmers who are, you know, whenever we go to conferences, the youth always tell us, we want the slay, we want the sexy, we want to look cool, we want the cool in agriculture. No one wants to be boring and dirty. The youth of today want to be able to go to the farm in a white shirt and leave the farm in their nice boots, their white shirt, their jeans and their Stetson, you know, hot, and their nice earrings like me. I go to the field like this with my nice earrings. Must look nice in the field. The youth want that. They want the cool. They don't want ag that looks dirty and poor and all. And that's not what agriculture is. It is the cool. So to be able to do that, it has to be ingrained into the education system. And we need to promote this with ministries to ensure we embed into, actually, what's the ag? Do we still have agriculture classes in school? Is there tech within the system, within that syllabus? That's where it comes in. We can't expect our grandmothers in the village to today use AI, but and the parents, but their children can bring it to the house, right? So we need to be very proactive in ensuring the education system captures and brings new learners so that they can move in with this new technology. And that's how you bring the selfie generation into ag with AI, because they understand it. Within 3 days, someone is born there, they know how to use the phone. It's the same thing. And we must be deliberate. We have been told we have very few minutes. Let me hand over the mic. Thank you.
As you hand over the mic, because of those few minutes, I'm going to ask you to a very different question, kindly. This one is burning. It's burning online. It's really being highlighted by our men, our ladies and gentlemen online. Okay? Thank you so much. Sorry. Mary, please go ahead.
Okay, I'll make it quick. It's just a complementary answer to the answer already given. So sometimes we must admit that no matter how you engage farmers, prep them, sell ideas to them, some are just not ready to add any new knowledge on how they are using their feature phones or how they are using their smartphones. They are not willing to. So another angle to look at it is the fact that the farmer does not need to hold the have to man the technology to be able to get the effects or the advantages or the productivity that stems out of it. So in Ghana, we have extension officers who are from the government who do periodic routine checks on farms and advise farmers on what's going on with their farms. So one other angle is equipping these extension officers. So if it's about drone technology, they already giving advice to farmers on what is going on their farms. If they have drones and they can use it to detect diseases or predict yields, then through the extension officers, it becomes a complementary effort to what is going on already. So we also have to admit that we can't force technology on everyone, but it doesn't mean that people who are not willing to learn maybe new technology should be left behind. So that's just a little thing I wanted to add.
Okay, thank you so much, Mary. You've even already answered the question which was coming up from the online audience. Okay, I love the way that there's a lot of connection in this conversation, and that's why we like having conversations. You see, because it prompts someone to go with the same kind of, line of thought, and yeah, it's already coming out, so why be stopped? But since in the interest of time, yes, I know our beautiful audience would like to see us here gracing your stage every day. Yeah, we know you want us to be here every day, but we can't. We've got other places to go. Anyway, you'll see us. We are hoping with the AI Hub, because the AI Hub, the GLF AI Hub, really, really is amazing in terms of the big dreams, you see. And the dreams are supposed to be co-dreaming. So you can't dream alone. Okay, this is not where you dream alone, guys. I know you usually dream alone, but I'm sorry, when you're building a future, you cannot dream alone. You can't. What future are you dreaming? Are you building in your dreams? Which one? For you and your who? Okay. That's what we are saying. Here we are building together. And the beautiful ladies, yes, you will see them. You see, they are smart as well as gorgeous. That's what we are bringing here, the A game. DJ, kindly play us some music. As we send these ladies off with a warm hand. We only have 2 minutes, but one word from each of you, just to take us home with some very good, impactful kind of energy or even learning, anything. It's open. We start from the far end and we come to the very end, ending with Esther and Mary online. Thank you.
The youth are the future. Let's build technologies that the youth can take up. And as Mary actually said, there's a lot of tech that can be used without directly working with the farmer. There's satellite technology that can actually predict weather patterns and crop harvest. Let's make use of those and figure out what we can use at the macro level and what we must be able to work with the farmers to enable taking it to the farmer and not to the shelf. Thank you.
For me, I want to say AI is here, but AI is ours. It's not theirs, it's ours. So let's all collaborate. Again, we've got data, we've got languages. If you want to build something, let's do it together and let's do something great for our continent.
And sure, the government has not been left behind when it comes to AI innovations. For example, I don't know how many of us know that Kenya already has an AI strategy in place. I don't know. So there is so much happening on the back end, and you can look at the government in terms of an enabler that is creating an environment where you can be able to innovate and build a business case. As far as data is concerned, for example, at Kenya Space Agency, we have a lot of data in terms of satellite data, historical data that you can leverage in terms of your engagement if you're looking into data analytics. So let us have those conversations over coffee, over tea, and let us know where we can support each other so that at the end user has something substantial to work with and that is impactful.
Okay, I'm very excited. Well, I'm glad the government is opening its portals. We also have Mary, kindly, who is going to also give us her parting shot.
Yeah, I would also say that AI is for all of us, and as Africans, let us be concerned about being included in solutions that are built. Let us be concerned about also producing data that can also be used in developing solutions for ourselves.
Absolutely. Mary, we can't feel your concern. You know, energy doesn't only have to be loud, okay? We can tell that you're very, very concerned. We love it, okay? So ladies and gentlemen, kindly allow me to send the ladies off the stage. We will be back, and we assure you we will be back with a bang. Thank you. Yeah, let's dance as we go out and take a group photo kindly. Where are we taking one?